live. Yes, live from Jay's place. And we're talking
Barbershop Talk.
Yes, Barbershop Talk, where nothing is off limits and everything's on the table.
Everything's on the table. Barbershop Talk.
Come on, everybody. We're here at Jay's place.
Barbershop
We're talking Barbershop Talk. Barbershop Talk. Barbershop Talk. Where nothing's off limits.
Barbershop Talk.
Barbershop Talk. Barbershop Talk. Barbershop Talk. Everything's on the table.
Barbershop Talk.
Barbershop Talk. Barbershop Talk. Barbershop Talk. Everything's on the table.
Barbershop Talk Live. We're live here at Jay's Place Barbershop, 1927 Olive Road. Listen, another special edition, another special day. Barbershop Talk Live is always live each and every Wednesday. Listen, we are so excited to be in your home. We're so excited to be on your iPad. We're so excited to be in your kitchen. We are excited to be on your living room. Wherever you watch your Barbershop Talk Live, thank you. Thank you again for tuning in to another special edition. Again, we are live on Facebook and we are also live on YouTube. So at this time, I'm asking you to call your friends, call your coworkers, call your neighbors. If you got some enemies, call them also, put them on the line to watch Barbershop Talk Live. We are always here for the community to make sure that people know what's going on in the CSOE. So listen, before we get started in our conversation with our special guest today, Mr. Sammy Daniels, I want to give a special shout out to the people behind the scene that you can't see that put this program together, make this program what it is. I'm referring to my good friend, Demetrius Johnson. Demetrius Johnson is right here in Augusta, Georgia, has a company called Beverly's Body Butter. Great, great product. I tell you to get this product in your hand, get it on your nightstand, a great product. Listen, whip, Senate shea butter. She has mango, tropical, island paradise, strawberry, peach, so many different flavors. Listen, this product is good for your skin, it's good for your hair, and also good for pain. Listen, I'm telling you, hit her up on TikTok. She has a TikTok. You got TikTok? Melon Queen 1976. That's a TikTok handle. Again, that's Melon Queen 1976. Also call her 706-564-5335. Again, that's 706-564-5335. Again, that's Demetrius Johnson, Beverly's Body Butter. Call her up. You would not be disappointed. The price and also the product. Listen, CSRA, I'm telling you, if you're having a problem just getting that grass cut, demolition work, maintaining your yard, or you want to keep the pond up, call my good friend Alan Odom. Right here in Augusta, Georgia, my man, Alan Odom is doing this thing for many, many years. He has a company that's right here, locally owned, and it's all over the CSRA. You can also give him a call at 706-294-8493. That's 706-294-8493. Pond maintenance right here in Augusta, specializes in tree removal, demolition work, also specializes in pond maintenance. Listen, my good friend Alan Odom, I say give him a call again. That's 706-294-8493. You would not be disappointed in his service. Tell him you heard it on Barbershop Talk Live. I guarantee you give you a good deal. Also, CSRA, listen, trail rides, boots on the ground. Listen, if you've been to a trail ride, I want you to come to this trail ride. We got a trail ride coming up on July the 19th. July the 19th, I'm talking about Crimson Hill. It's gonna be a place that you ain't been before. There ain't gonna be some stuff going on you ain't seen before. Great entertainment on the line. Listen, my good friend DJ J. Will is gonna be the master of ceremony, gonna be the MC. He's gonna do it all. He's gonna be giving you the sounds. Make sure you got the fans in your hand and also bring them boots. It's gonna be dusty out there. Call him up at 803-215-3838. Again, that's July the 19th. Hepzibah, Georgia, Crimson Hill Trail Ride. Again, more information about that to come, but right now, call my good friend DJ J. Will with Big Boy Entertainment at 803-215-3838. Again, that's 803-215-3838. Remember, trail ride, boots on the ground. You better bring them fans. It's going to be crazy out there. Listen, July the 19th is the date on that. Listen, you did not come to hear me. You ain't come to see me. You come to get in contact and get in tune with our special guest tonight. So, CSRA Barbershop Talk Live World, I want to introduce to you and present to others my good friend, Mr. Sammy Daniels, is going to be in the hot seat tonight. What's up, Sammy?
How you doing, Bob? How you doing?
What's going on, man? You good?
I'm very good.
Good to see you, man.
Good to be seen of you.
Oh, listen. It's been a while.
Been a long time.
It's been a while.
Long time.
It's been a while. We've been missing each other. We've been having some personal issues. We're having some business issues. Have some stuff just pop up out of nowhere. The rain, the sunshine, everything. But listen, you here.
Yes, sir.
You in the hot seat.
Yes, sir. By the grace of God.
By the grace of God. And that means the stars lined up perfectly for this to happen.
Oh, yes.
Now listen, when I say it's good to see you, it's good to see you.
It's good to see you too.
Barbershop Talk Live. Listen, I'm telling you now, this is a man I've been knowing for a long time, and we're going to talk about some stuff that I need you to know about. But if you want to get into this conversation, why not get into this conversation? Call us at 706-426-1533. Again, that's 706-426-1533. Listen, if you don't want to call us, you can also put your question or put your comments or your concerns on the screen. We will make sure we will answer any and all comments. No question, no comment is off limits. Barbershop Talk Live is always live. Remember, the people want to know.
Oh,
The people want to know.
we don't give it to you.
Barbershop Talk Live again. Sam, it's good to see you, as I said before.
Good to see you.
Now listen, I as I told you and I told the people that know me already, I've been knowing you for a long time. Long time.
It's been a long time.
Been a long time. And the crazy part about it, I know you for many, many years. People around the CSRA, they know you for the many, many years. But we got some people on Barbershop Talk Live world that's just tuning in and never seen you before. Don't know who you are. But what I want to do, I want to get you to give us a few minutes, look into that camera, and tell the people of Barbershop Talk Live world, who is Sammy Daniels?
Samuel Daniel, first of all, is a child of God. Samuel Daniels is the one that God developed out of life with my speech impediment. He's elevating me higher, 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 higher. Y'all, I have a story to tell. My story is, I remember wearing braces on my legs. The doctor said that I won't never drive, I won't never walk, I won't never talk. But guess what? By the grace of God, I'm doing everything within His power. I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. What about you? There are two words that I don't want you to never forget throughout life. We get them mixed up each and every day. Handicap and disability. Handicap and disability.
Barbershop Talk Live. Listen again. Now, Sammy, you gave us a whole lot in just that little bit of what you just said, and I understand what you're saying. But see, sometimes when Barbershop Talk Live, we do what we always got to do. We have to just jump around. Sometimes people just tuning in and didn't get a chance to understand what you're saying because we want to go back from the beginning. We want to go back from the beginning because I know you for a long time, and the good part about that is I already know where you're from. You got some ties to some people I know. You got some connection to the people I know. So don't tell me, but you got to tell the people at Barbershop Talk Live world, where are you originally from?
I'm from a little country town called Ticknell, Georgia.
No, hold up. Did you say you're from a big little town called Ticknell, Georgia?
Ticknell, Georgia.
Now that's right around the corner, right?
About 60 miles from here.
And listen, and the good part about you being from a big little town, I'm from a big little town. You know where I'm from, right? Waycross, Georgia, Barbershop Talk Live. Listen, we got some big little towns we from. And again, you from a little town called Ticknell, Georgia, right outside of Thompson, Georgia, Washington, Georgia, Rail, Danburg, all up in there.
Right.
Barbershop Talk Live again. I tell you, I know about your people, I know about your family, you know about my family, so we got some strong ties we've been dealing with for many years. So when you said earlier in your introduction who you are, first of all, I heard you say that you're a child of God.
Number one.
Now, Sammy, you being from the country that I know, and I'm being from the place I know. When people hear that you say you are a child of God, what does that really mean? That's a lot, and sometimes it's just a statement that people say just because it sounds good and it's cliche to say. So what does it really mean when you say you're a child of God?
Everybody can say it, but do you really mean it?
Okay.
Can you walk the walk? Can you talk the talk? Can you, yes, we all make mistakes. We all make mistakes, true enough. But do you really know who your all in all is? Who woke you up this morning? Did your alarm clock wake you up? Nah. Did your spouse wake you up? Nah. God Almighty woke you up with the touch of His love.
Listen, Barbershop Talk Live again. I want you to get into this conversation because we're going to talk about a lot of the different things that Sammy went through in his childhood and also in adult life. We want to get you in the conversation because some of these things that we're talking about today, maybe you experienced these things, maybe you experienced some of the setbacks. And Sammy, what I want to start off with, as you said earlier in your introduction, you have a speech impediment problem.
Yes.
Now, when you say a speech impediment problem, I have a. Some people say I talk too fast. Is that a speech impediment problem, or do you have a slur? What type of speech impediment are you referring to?
Well, both.
Okay.
It began as birth.
Okay.
I couldn't hold my saliva.
Okay.
I used to spit on folk.
Okay.
Not intentional.
Okay.
So I know what I had, but I know who delivered me from my mom. Remember this, anybody can say, place a label on you, but for you to be an outcomer, you got to strive. One thing that I remember in high school, strive for the best and never less.
So, and that's a good way good way to say it. And I like what you said because strive for the best, give you the best outcome when you strive it. So that being said, now Sammy, when you're talking about your speech impediment problem, and you had this from birth.
Yes.
So this is a problem that you had from birth and you've been dealing with all these years. So here's a simple question. Why didn't you quit? When I say why didn't you quit, I'm referring to your speech impediment problem because sometimes when you in certain circles or certain environments, you try to relay your information or you try to talk to regular conversation what's going on and your speech impediment has you kind of set back. So why didn't you quit and just take that high road and just leave, but you got to the point where you just kept pressing on, as you said earlier, and you didn't quit. Why didn't you quit?
A desire. Once again, God will give you the desire of your heart, where your mind, body, and soul really at.
Okay.
You're striving to get to the next level. You're striving to, I want to be a normal human being. But it's not up to me. It's up to the master.
Okay.
Because guess what? In case you didn't know, God made you on purpose and with a purpose.
Okay.
But guess what? You got to tap in the resource.
Okay.
You cannot sit down and do anything. Like I said in the beginning, 2 words, handicap and disability. A handicapped person can't do for him or herself. They might be confinement to a bed, maybe confinement to a wheelchair, cannot bathe themselves. They need assistance. But someone like me who have a disability, yeah, I have a disability, but guess what? Most did too. And what you got to do for him?
So let me ask you this question, Sam. Here's a question. I want you to be honest with me now. Don't be honest with me. I want you to be honest with people, the Barbershop Talk Live world that's watching, because again, the people want to know. The people want to know. Have you ever used the handicap as a crutch? Now, when I say handicap as a crutch, I want you to watch this question because sometimes we'll find out that we'll use disabilities or different things to our advantage. So has it ever occurred that you might be using the handicap as a crutch to get resources, to get jobs, to get different things, or even assistance? I don't want to know, Sammy. Don't tell me. You got to tell the people about Shop World. They want to know.
No, because when I'm striving, God will make a way. Now, what way He gonna make, I don't know.
Okay.
But He asks It said his word. He said that, not me. Ask and it shall be given. What you asking for?
Okay.
Seek and you shall find. What are you looking for? Knock. Why you knocking? Of course you won't get in, but why you really knocking? You need to know that. Barbershop talk, you need to know that. Nobody better but God and you. Strive for the best nevertheless. If you work hard, it'll pay off in the long run. But if you hand out is good if you really need it.
Right.
If it's there for you. But what can you do on your own?
Okay.
What will you do on your own?
Okay.
How far will you go to get what you want?
Okay. Okay. Barbershop Talk Live World again. We are sitting here talking with my good friend, Mr. Sammy Daniels, talking about his disabilities, his handicap, but as he said before, it doesn't matter. God will make a way. Any kind of way. You just have to trust and believe. Am I correct?
Correct.
Now here's the part B to this question. Now when I asked you earlier, why didn't you quit? And you kept on going because you said God will make a way. You just have to trust and believe. But now here's a funny twist to this thing now, Sammy. Did you ever question God? Did you ever question God to the point where, why do I have this disability? My brother, my sister, my neighbors, they don't have it. But Lord, why did you give it to me? Why did you give me the speech impediment problem? Why did you give me this setback? Because I want to be normal. I want to be able to sit in the meetings with the folks and talk normal. I want to talk with the women. So did you ever question God? Sammy, don't you look at me and tell me you got to tell the people Barbershop Talk Live World.
I never questioned God, but I always had faith.
Okay.
It was a struggle. With God, all things are possible. Without God, that's a problem. That's a major problem. My father used to tell me a long time ago, son, you can't make it in the world by yourself. Everybody needs somebody. Everybody you can't trust. But trust God. He will show you a way. He said his word, he'll lead you not into temptation. But you got to follow him. Keep your eyes on the prize.
All right. Barbershop Talk Live World again. I want you to be honest with yourself as he's being honest with us. Let him know that again. He did not question God for the setback. He did not question God for the disability. He did not question God for what's going on, and he made a difference. He's trusting and believing. Again, you do what he's saying. Trust and believe no matter what's going on. Disabilities, handicaps, it doesn't matter. You can make it. Barbershop Talk Live World again. I want you to continue to get into this conversation because maybe you are dealing with some setbacks. Maybe you're dealing with some handicaps. Maybe you are dealing with some disabilities that is making it hard for you to compete, making it hard for you to advance. But don't matter. Sammy says just trust and believe. Trust and believe. Now, Sammy, also, as you saying, trust and believe in whatever God has put before you, he will bring it to pass. And here's another question. Who is your inspiration during your whole journey of dealing with the ailments, dealing with the setbacks, dealing with the disabilities? Who is your inspiration?
My inspiration had to be my parents.
Your parents. Okay.
My parents, my family, because even though they were there for me and whatever I decided I wanted to do,
Okay.
but that family connection, that family love.
Okay.
We don't have it. We don't have it no more these days.
Okay.
You know, we was tight. You understood how we really came up, but for more than that, they said the sky is the limit. The sky might be the limit. I said might, but if God ain't if you ain't got no God on your mind, then ain't no heaven in your view. We got a destination. We ain't got the stupid way to go. Everything ain't gonna fade away.
Right.
Got two H's. You got heaven, you got hell.
Me too.
But for real.
Barbershop Talk Live again. My good friend Sammy Daniels in the hot seat, letting us know about his disabilities, his setback. As he said before, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what your limits is, your limitations is. You just have to keep striving, as you say. Now, Sammy, I don't know if the people of Barbershop Talk Live world know, but I know you are a minister also.
I am.
Again, now, I know what it comes with being a minister. I've been around a lot of different ministers, and I can call you a young minister. Can I call you a young minister? Young minister, when I say young minister, you're not being 30, 40 years in, but you consider to be a young minister on the age level, the years part of it.
Right.
So now, what is the difficulties and the struggles you had being a young minister?
Well, being in the ministry is one thing, but to be a minister and to really follow God,
Okay.
Follow God. Yes, there are a lot of setbacks, but you learn on a daily basis as you walk in this journey. And that's what it is. It's, whether you're in the choir, whether you on the usher board, whether you're a deacon, even the minister.
Okay.
You on the journey striving.
Okay.
That's the word for today. Strive.
Striving. Okay.
Strive.
Okay.
Strive. Keep striving because something at the end is waiting for you as well as me. The old church will say, run on. See what the end gonna be. Drink it to water and run on. Fill your gut, run on. Run on because something at the end, yes, I wanna know. It got my name on it. I can't get what you got to go get. And I want to get mine because I got my name on it.
Barbershop Talk Live, you got to strive for it. Sammy say we need to be striving. Striving. Again, as the song say, go on, see what the end gonna be. Barbershop Talk Live world, again, I'm telling you, I want you to get into this conversation. You don't have time to call us. It don't matter. Put a question or comment on the screen with our special guest, Mr. Sammy Daniels in the hot seat. Listen, as he just told us, he's a young minister. Young in the ministry, but long in the faith. Young in the ministry, long in the faith. That being said, Sammy, what or why has the church changed so many over the years to the point where it doesn't feel churchy no more? You've been in the ministry for many, for a short period of time, but you've been in church for many, many years. So why does it feel the church has changed to the point where, as when we grew up, those mothers, those deacons, they kept you in check. But now the church has got to the point where it don't feel churchy no more. So you've been in the ministry. Tell the people about Barbershop Talk Live world, why do you feel the church has changed over the years?
Basically, the blind can't lead the blind.
The blind can't lead the blind. Okay.
You got to train up in order to train the next generation. One of my strong mottos, there was a picture, I don't know where it came from, when we're not picking folks up no more. We're not being serious about the pickup no more. My way or no way, what I want to do is forget about the rest behind me, but they got to be trained. If you don't have that for the young folk to do, the Bible even speaks of, they will perish. This generation gonna soon fade away. This too will pass. The late James Cleveland, Reverend James Cleveland, asked a question, a strong question, and I'm telling you to answer this question to yourself. Nobody being nobody, God and you. Where is your faith in God? Where is your faith in God? Are you teachable to teach others about him? Because remember, I said once, I said again, you were created on purpose and with a purpose.
Barbershop Talk Live World again. He just told you, where's your faith? Where is your faith? No matter what you're dealing with, no matter what's going on in your world, what is going on in your personal life, where is your faith? As you just told us, limitations, stress, strive, keep pushing on, keep moving on. It doesn't matter what you're dealing with, what you've been through. All I want to know is, where's your faith? Because as you see, this is a walking, living testimony. We're here in our hot seat tonight. Barbershop Talk Live again. Where's your faith? Sammy, where's your faith? Because again, what we're dealing with, we just coming out of a pandemic. We just come out of hurricanes, everything, people losing jobs and all that. So where's your faith?
I'm telling you, the word push, what the push represent?
What the push represent?
Push, pray until something happens. But if you don't pray, guess what? Don't worry.
Barbershop Talk Live again. My good friend Sammy Daniels in the hot seat, letting us know you have to push. You have to push. You have to continue to push. But listen, before we get started in some more of this conversation, I want to let the people know how can they get in contact with you. Because again, you told us earlier that you're a minister, and most ministers are always striving to minister the word, minister the gospel. So how can they get in contact with you? If anybody just need a word of prayer, everybody just need a special word, how can they get in contact with you?
My number is 706
Okay.
305 0816. That's 706 305 0816.
Barbershop Talk Live, I urge you to get in contact with Sammy because he has the word for you. He has been through all kind of situations, all kind of setbacks. He has experienced what you're trying to go through and how can he get you through it. Sometimes we just need to push and we just need to strive. So Barbershop Talk Live World again, we're going to take a commercial break in just a few minutes, but before we go to our commercial break, Sammy, I want to let the people know that you have inspired me just to sit with you just now. You have inspired me because sometimes when you look at people that's going through some stuff, that's motivation to that person that's watching. So keep doing what you're doing. Keep being that motivational piece. Keep being the inspiration to folks because when I see you going to what you're going through, going to the jobs, going to the churches, and I see you talking with folks, I see you praying with people, that's the inspiration because, again, you didn't ask God why. You didn't ask God, why did you give me this? You didn't question God. You just kept on believing and kept on trusting because you say, just keep on and see what the end going to be. Barbershop Talk Live World again with our special guest in the hot seat, Mr. Sammy Daniels, a young minister preaching the gospel, ministering the gospel, inspiring others, trying to do what thus says the Lord. So keep following what he's doing, keep watching what he's doing, saying, but what else in other words, what else we don't know about you? Barbershop Talk Live again. There's some things that let me rephrase that question. What would you be doing if you wasn't ministering? How about that question?
Really don't know.
You really don't know? So in other words, you could say you was chosen. God chose you to do this.
Yes.
You was called to do this. So can we say that?
You can say that.
Okay. So no matter what, you was going to eventually come back to the ministry regardless.
Yes, sir.
So whatever career, whatever job, you would come back to preaching the gospel.
Because it with me. I told you in the beginning, train.
Okay.
When you train somebody, yes, they used to say, train up a child, cause when they get old, so they won't depart.
Right.
We'll stay away, but we need to come on back in. You know, we are the generation. We are the now generation who need to set the standard for the generation behind us.
Right. Okay. So Barbershop Talk Live World again, my good friend Sammy say, no matter what you have been dealing with, keep on pushing. And as we said, push, pray until something happens. Barbershop Talk Live World. Listen, we're going to go to a commercial break in a few minutes, but while we're going into the commercial break, I want you to get a chance to jot down some questions, get your ideas together. Call us at 706-426-1533. Again, that's 426-1533. We getting excited about this conversation. Again, I just want to bring him to the light to let you see what he's dealing with, what he's been through over the many, many years, and how he's dealing with it. How he's still pushing, how he's still striving. Because he's a walking, living testimony. Listen, we're going to be back in a few minutes with my good friend, Sammy Daniels. But for now, can we take a commercial break? Can we pay a bill?
Yeah.
You mind if we pay a bill?
Go ahead.
Barbershop Talk Live. Again, my name is John Milton. I'm right here at Barbershop Talk Live each and every Wednesday. And I thank you for tuning in to the special edition of Barbershop Talk Live. We're talking to somebody that's trying to make a difference. Sammy Daniels is advocating to make a difference, to make a change in the CSRA and also in the community. But listen, we're going to be back in just a few minutes. My good friend, Edward Wright. Edward Wright is here in Augusta, Georgia, has a company called Wright Bodywork Wellness. Wright Bodywork Wellness specializes in massages, specializes in muscle therapy, and also this makes your body feel good. Give him a call. Listen, we're going to be back in a few minutes. And listen, watch what he has to offer to you and also for the community. My good friend, Edward Wright. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
Hello and welcome. Here at the Right Bodywork and Wellness, we provide you with bodywork you can rely on to increase body improvement. WBW provides free consultations to better understand the reasoning for your visit. When a client experiences a WBW massage, they can expect it to be thorough and thought through. The massage is customized to each session. Muscles are handled with care, specifically and individually stretched. Creating a wellness vision to sustain a space of personal comfort, relaxation, and a state of well-being for clients that may endure. With over a dozen different modalities to fit your needs, so we can ensure a quality and well-addressed service. We provide excellent services to athletes and clients of all ages in need. If interested, call or visit the website to schedule your appointment today.
Barbershop Talk Live, we're back. Listen, that's my good friend, Mr. Edward Wright. Again, that's Wright Bodyworks and Wellness. A company right here in Augusta, Georgia, specializes in massage therapy, specializes in muscle therapy, specializes to get those joints, those aches and pains out you. So again, watch what he's doing, follow what he's doing, get in contact with him, my good friend Edward Wright, right here in Augusta, Georgia. Again, it's called Wright Body Wellness and Massage Therapies. Urge you, please get in contact with him. You would not be disappointed. Listen, Barbershop Talk Live is again, we back with our special guest in the hot seat, Mr. Sammy Daniels, telling us about his struggles, telling us about his situations, telling us about his setbacks. Some people call it a disability, some people call it a handicap, but he's not dealing with none of that. He's just going to keep on striving. He's going to keep on pushing. So again, my good friend Sammy Daniels in the hot seat. Sammy, you good?
I'm good.
Man, I listen to you. You are motivating me, and I know you're motivating the viewers that's watching Barbershop Talk Live. So again, you are here to make the people know and let the people aware that no matter what, the first thing we need to do is trust God. Trust God. And when you said a push, keep on and you say pray until something happens. So Barbershop Talk Live World again, Sammy just informed us that if you just joining us that he is a young minister. A young minister, I mean he's young in the ministry, but long in the faith. Been around many, many years and believing in God and has seen how God has had his hand on him and his family. So Sammy, I want you to let the people know that just tuning in, what does it mean to the ones that just tune in to be a young minister again?
Keep the faith. Don't let go of the faith. And keep striving. Striving is the key.
Okay.
If you strive for something, you get there.
Okay.
Strive for the best and never the less. When you strive for When your eyes are on the prize, when you're focused, cannot stop you. You ain't focused on anything. You head for the scriptures.
Barbershop Talk Live World again, as he said, just keep on striving. Just keep on believing. Keep on trusting. Trust is a big word, Sam, when you're in the ministry. You have to trust a God that you can't see. You have to trust a God that you can't touch. You have to trust some stuff that you read in the Bible and believe that's true. So when you're in the ministry, there's a lot of trust that goes on. And also, when you talk about the trust, you have to also look at the potential success of being trustworthy. Looking at if you trust God, but in this situation that you're dealing with or anybody's dealing with, now you got to look at the success part that comes out of that. You got to look at how, if I believe I'm going to be successful, trust in that. So when you're talking about trust and success, tell the people at Barbershop Talk Live World again, what are some of the successes that you had just by believing? Some of the successes that you had just by trusting in God.
Well, when they said I wasn't gonna make it,
Okay?
and I found out God can really turn that thing around for my good, and He will do it for your good as well. But trust is a variety of ways of trusting God. Don't take your eyes off the prize. My father used to tell me to follow Christ and you'll never go wrong. Who are you following? Are they leading you in the right or wrong direction? Are they elevating you? Or are they de-elevating you? A lot of people just say, mind the company you keep.
Yes. Yes.
I guarantee you, if you get in God's company, you can keep it for a lifetime. And you will be blessed. And struggles you will have, because God do tests. But in His word, He said He'll never leave nor forsake you. Join you, my friend. But you may forsake me.
Right.
God won't. I can bank on that.
There you go. Barbershop Talk Live World again. My good friend Sammy Daniels is letting us know that no matter what, you keep on believing. You keep on trusting. You keep on pushing. God will make a way somehow. And I do believe that. I do believe that. So, Sammy, listen. When you told us early in your introduction and earlier before we went to commercial break, you were telling us that the trust. And also you telling us about the success and also telling us about the struggles. Now, I just want to know, being a person of that who you are, and you're dealing with the disabilities, and some people call it a handicap. What is it that you believe that God called you? How did you know that God called you? Because sometimes when you're dealing with certain situations, you almost ain't got nothing else to go to. You ain't got nowhere else to turn. So how did you know at dealing with the handicaps or that you're dealing with, the setbacks you're dealing with, that God called you to be a minister? Because you probably say, well, Lord, you sure this me? Because I'm not even qualified or able enough to preach the word that you want me to do. So you sure you asking me to do this, Lord? How did you know that you was called?
You have to be, but you gotta listen to. Let me give you a prime example. I want you to really think about this. The Bible speaks, Proverbs 3:5 and 6, to trust in the Lord with all their heart and lean not to thy own understanding. Acknowledge Him and He will direct thy path. Do you know what the key word in that whole passage? And not trust. See, we'll trust, we'll believe, we'll have faith, but not trust. Acknowledge. Acknowledge is the key. Can I go just a little bit
Let's
further?
go.
Let's go a little bit further.
Okay.
You at home. The cars are right in the yard. Matter of fact, I see you through the open glass door. And we're definitely guilty. If I open the door and you shook me, who's in the wrong?
Okay.
I'm in the wrong. Why? Because I did not wait for your acknowledgement for me to come in. God the same way. I acknowledge him, good morning. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Good morning. Talk to him. He wanted that. It said right in the word he want that. But what are we doing? I ain't said what are you doing. I said what are we doing? Because I'm in the number just like you are. So it's not the bootstrap that we need to pull up. We need to stand up and be about our Father business.
Barbershop Talk Live again. I enjoyed this conversation thus far. Sammy, you good? You having a good time with this conversation?
I'm having a good time.
Because I believe the people are acknowledging what you're saying, they're absorbing what you're saying, and they are understanding because you are a living, walking testimony when you're dealing with the change that you dealt with over the years. So Barbershop Talk Live World again, I thank you for tuning in to another special edition of Barbershop Talk Live World. This has been a situation where I have been enlightened. You have been an advocate for what you was doing, because whenever we talk about being an advocate, you know what you were advocating for? You advocated for people to just trust God. And what else you advocating for?
That's the only thing.
That's it.
That's the only thing.
Because that's all that matters.
All that matters.
That's all that matters. That's you telling the people just trust.
At the end of the day.
That's all that matters.
I have a question.
Okay, what's your question?
At the end of the black day, as we were saying, who do you really trust? Don't fool yourself. It's not no joke. Remember I told you, only two places, either or, heaven or hell.
I got you, baby. Barbershop Talk Live again. My special guest tonight in the hot seat, Mr. Sammy Daniels, a young minister, a faithful member, a true minister, preaching the word of God, minister to the word of God, minister to the community, and also advocating for God to just trust. Keep on pushing, keep on striving. That's what you say. Barbershop Talk Live World again. We're gonna get out here, see you next week. No, I'm sorry, we won't see you next week. Next week is 4th of July week. So listen, Barbershop Talk Live World again. Get on the grill, get the shrimps ready, get the hot dog ready, get the burgers ready, also get the watermelons ready. We're gonna have a good old 4th of July. So Barbershop Talk Live World, we're gonna take a break, we're gonna take a pause, we're gonna party for the holiday also. We're gonna celebrate. So listen, on July the 9th, Barbershop Talk Live World will be back in the hot seat. So listen, we're going to take a break. We God bless you. Listen, if you didn't have a good time learning about this conversation and talking to Sammy, we did. If you didn't have a good time listening, we did. We hope we gave you some enlightening words. We hope it was a testimony. We hope it inspired you. So Barbershop Talk Live World again. Sammy, any other way we can get in contact with you?
Once again, 706
All right.
305 0816. Be blessed.
Barbershop Talk Live World again. Sammy, let's get up out of here. We're finna get out of here. You ready? Right here. See that camera right there? I want you to do what I do. You ready to see that camera on the count of 3? You ready? See you later.
And now, we're live. Yes, live from James Place. And we're talking Barbershop Talk. Yes, Barbershop Talk, where nothing is off limits and everything's on the table.
Everything's on the table.
Barbershop Talk.
Oh, and everybody. We here at James Place.
Barbershop.
We're talking Barbershop Talk.
Barbershop Talk.
Barbershop Talk.
At James Place.
Barbershop Talk. Where nothing's off limits.
Barbershop Talk.
Barbershop Talk.
Barbershop Talk.
Barbershop Talk.
Barbershop Talk.
Barbershop Talk.
At James Place. Barbershop Talk.
Everything's on the table.